Mr. Karzai, it's a pleasure to have you on the News Hour today. Thank you very much for joining me. It's been quite some time since we last spoke, Mr. Karzai.
Pleased to speak to you.
Mr. Karzai, do you back the Afghanistan government's decision to skip the SAARC summit in Pakistan?
Yes, I do back our government's decision not to attend the SAARC summit in Islamabad. This is a decision that has my full support.
Mr. Karzai, how much of this decision, in your view, is in solidarity with India's position against terrorism from Pakistan?
It has two reasons. Which again is a reason for all of us. Afghanistan has been suffering from extremism, terrorism, suicide bombers who have almost entirely been coming to us from sanctuaries across our borders in Pakistan. An issue you remember that has been raised repeatedly during my government as well, and also during the government of Dr. Ashraf Ghani. Therefore, terrorism is one such issue which continues to affect us and come from across the border. Therefore, the decision by the Afghan government to not attend SAARC is primarily related to this, as is also the case in India, where India is not attending SAARC because of the cross-border activity and terrorism that is affecting India. So the reason for both countries is the same, and therefore the solidarity of the two countries and the rest of the region is the same.
Precisely, and Mr. Karzai, if you see, this is not limited to Afghanistan and India alone. It's become across the entire region, and in fact global.
This is now everybody else in SAARC, indeed.
In a way, Mr. Karzai, I have a sense of deja vu speaking to you today, because I've had the pleasure of interviewing you twice in the past, and each time I have found that you've been one of the most vocal people as far as Pakistan terrorism is concerned. So in that context, Mr. Karzai, do you stand with India in its decision to carry out the strikes, the surgical strikes on Pakistan terror training camps in Pakistan occupied region?
I have already made a statement on that. If you remember, I'm sure you do. One of the major differences between my government and the United States of America was over the issues of sanctuaries across our border, and the inability or the lack of will in the United States to address those sanctuaries and to remove them.
Sure.
Rather than doing that, they were focusing on fighting in Afghanistan, where terrorism wasn't to be found in the first place. So the question of sanctuaries is the fundamental issue in resolving terrorism in this region, and we hope that our brothers in Pakistan, the Pakistani army, the Pakistani intelligence would now see to it that sanctuaries are gone. India's decision is exactly what we have been asking the international community to do for a long time. And now that India has taken this action, we back it, because this is exactly what we were seeking ourselves.
Mr. Karzai, last month there were blasts in Kabul that killed 35 people, and the Taliban claimed responsibility for it. Even yesterday there was a terror attack, I think, which killed one person again in Kabul. As Afghanistan continues to be a victim of terror in the hands of the Taliban and the Haqqani network, to what extent do you blame Pakistan, Mr. Karzai, for the current situation?
I blame all the acts of terrorism, regardless of the name under which it is carried. And we know where it comes from. We in Afghanistan have immense respect for the people of Pakistan. We don't want any harm done to the people of Pakistan. The people of Pakistan have looked after us as brothers and sisters for so many years. Surely when we want the issue of terrorism addressed, it does not concern the people of Pakistan. The people of Pakistan as much victims of terrorism as we are in Afghanistan, as you are in India. Therefore, when we speak, it is with regard to the establishment in Islamabad, the military intelligence establishment, not even the civilian government. I know for a fact that Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif wants peace with India and peace with Afghanistan, wants Pakistan to flourish and do better. And it won't happen unless there is peace and tranquility between all these countries of ours in this region. Therefore, when we say sanctuaries, when we say address the sanctuaries, when we say action, this is specific to the sanctuaries and to those in the establishment in Pakistan who run them, who use them against us.
Yeah, but Mr. Karzai, there's been a duality in that. You were Afghanistan's president for 10 years. In 2006, when you were the president and Pervez Musharraf was leading Pakistan, you said, when you were asked about the whereabouts of Osama bin Laden, you said, if I said that he is in Pakistan, President Musharraf would be mad at me. And if I said
yes,
he was in Afghanistan, it would not be true. I don't know if you remember our conversation then as well, when I had interviewed you. Did you know all along that bin Laden was in Pakistan? And do you believe in retrospect he could have lived there for as long as he did without the protection of the Pakistani state?
Impossible for Osama bin Laden to have lived in Pakistan without the protection of the Pakistani military intelligence establishment. Impossible. It isn't simply possible. So close to a military installation, to a military compound, and so close to the eyes and ears of the Pakistani military establishment. Impossible. So unfortunately that fact was there.
I want to focus on that a bit more, Mr. Karzai. Remember in 2006 when you met Musharraf, you explained your anguish at Pakistan not doing anything to contain the Taliban despite your providing information to them about their hideouts. You remember that, Mr. Karzai?
I remember all the meetings, all the times that I've spoken with the Pakistani leaders and have expressed Afghanistan's concern and have presented evidence of all types of telephone communications, of telephone numbers, of addresses, of all other elements that you can put together as evidence.
Yes.
All of those were given to the government.
I know that, but Musharraf, and then at that time dismissed your claims. In February last year, however,
very much, and repeatedly.
In fact, I have the words of Musharraf at that time. He said that as soon as President Karzai understands his own country, the easier it will be for him. This is what he said in 2006. However, in February last year, you may have noticed that Musharraf admitted that he sought to undermine your government, Mr. Karzai, by cultivating the Taliban, because he accused you of, quote, helping India stab Pakistan in the back.
Yes, I read that. I also heard it, I believe. He said he did that, or the government of Pakistan under his rule did that in order to weaken Afghanistan, and because Afghanistan was friendly with India, in his words, helping India to stab Pakistan in the back. No, we never wanted India to come to Afghanistan to stab Pakistan in the back. We wanted friendship with India for Afghanistan, bilateral relation between Afghanistan and India, which was excellent, and which we wanted to grow further, which has grown further deeply, fortunately for us. But we also equally want Pakistan-India friendship. We want the two countries to be the greatest friends on earth, and we want their differences to go away. No. They're almost entirely the same culture and history, and share the same with us. So it's all good wishes from us towards Pakistan and towards relations between India and Pakistan.
I'm trying to understand where they were coming from, because do you believe, Mr. Karzai, that that Musharraf was backing terrorism in Afghanistan? Because he said then that he dismissed your proof and now said he was actually trying to undermine your government. Was he being dismissive? Was he hiding something?
Well,
yes.
Well, he said it himself. Now, what the facts behind the scene were, I'm not fully aware. But that's what he said, and I wish it had not happened. I wish terrorism was not supported. I wish it had not been given a helping hand. I wish civilized relations was conducted with Afghanistan, and things would have been a lot different for both countries and the region. And I still wish the same. I hope now the establishment in Pakistan will recognize the need for a civilized, brotherly relationship with neighbors.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Karzai, you have been very, very vocal against the terrorism that your country has been a victim of for years. And in this context, I have a few straight questions for you. Mullah Omar, the former head of the Afghan Taliban, died in Pakistan in 2013. Could he have lived there without the protection of the Pakistani state?
No. No, he could have not lived there without the protection of the Pakistani state. Impossible.
And in July 2015, the Quetta Shura of the Afghan Taliban met in the capital city of Balochistan and appointed Mullah Mansoor as its head. The same Mullah Mansoor who was killed in a US drone attack earlier this year. Could the Quetta Shura and the likes of Mullah Mansoor have operated like that in Balochistan without the protection of the Pakistani state?
No, that would have been impossible. No. But of course, as you know, we consider a majority of the Taliban who are Afghans to be Afghans, and we wish them to return to Afghanistan, and we wish them to help build peace in their own country together with their own brothers and sisters, and make the country that is theirs too a better, more prosperous, peaceful place.
And the same thing applies to Sirajuddin Haqqani, who heads the Haqqani network, is also living in Pakistan.
Oh, clearly, of course, that's an established fact. You listen to the former US officials on this, you get a lot of it.
Do you believe Ayman al-Zawahiri, head of the Al-Qaeda, is also living in Pakistan?
That I don't know. That I don't know. I've never thought of that. I've never received a report on that. That I don't know.
Now, in the light of all that you've said, a couple of more direct questions, Mr. Karzai. If Pakistan is so hand in glove with terrorism and all these groups operate out of Afghanistan, will you back the move and the petition to declare Pakistan a state sponsor of terrorism?
See, Pakistan is not only the Pakistani government or the Pakistani military establishment. Pakistan is also the people of Pakistan, nearly 200 million people of Pakistan who are as much victims of terrorism as Afghanistan is, as India is. So I wish the people of Pakistan well, and I would never want to use a word or an action that would in any manner reduce the peace and the prosperity and the dignity of the people of Pakistan. But with regard to the establishment of Pakistan, with regard to the military, we should do all we can to bring them to recognizing that there is a different way in living with neighbors, and that way is through a civilized, peaceful relationship.
Mr. Karzai, now we look back at this, and you also told me about your own testy relationship with Mr. Musharraf. Do you think that, Nawaz Sharif should not fall into the same trap as Musharraf did, though Musharraf was from the army and a military ruler, and Nawaz Sharif is at least ostensibly not a military ruler but a civilian ruler, ostensibly. Do you believe that Nawaz Sharif should not make the mistake? The same mistake that Musharraf did, as far as open support to these groups and using them is concerned.
Yes, Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif is not in the same group as President Musharraf. Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, I know, has a very good heart for this region. He's a patriotic citizen of Pakistan. He wants Pakistan to do well, and he knows that Pakistan will do well only when there is friendship between the neighbors of Pakistan and Pakistan. So I have had numerous conversations with him. I believe him. He's a man that he wants to have peace in this region, especially with India and Afghanistan, and I think we should give him all our helping hand in achieving that.
Yesterday, Musharraf was giving an interview a couple of days back in which he said that Pakistan has become internationally isolated. Should he himself look back at his own role, supporting all these groups all these years while you were in power? You did try to engage him. You did try to go to him. You gave him the evidence. Should he look at his own role leading up to this situation today?
Absolutely. Absolutely. By all means, yes, indeed.
Instead of complaining about the situation Pakistan is in, should he look at his own role in terms of providing the support to the groups while he was there
Yes.
and using them for his
Yes.
own strategic interest, quote unquote?
Yes, as he professed and admitted himself. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And if Musharraf would you want to be watching this, what would you say to him, Mr. Karzai, in the given situation?
I would wish him all the best. I would wish him to change his attitude and his perception about things, and to work with his own fellow military personalities and personnel in Pakistan to correct the course now and to adopt a way of life in this region with the neighbors that suits all of us in peace and dignity and towards stability and prosperity.
Mr. Karzai, one couple of quick questions here. Now, you have come out in open support of Narendra Modi's comments on Balochistan. Do you think
Yes.
Pakistan, should really review what it's doing in Balochistan to the people of Balochistan, where you have a huge stake?
Yes. We are against any form of oppression and misuse of power against civilians. As I was in Afghanistan, I'm also against the same in Balochistan, against the Balochi people. That should not happen. We want prosperity for the Balochis, and we want their rights preserved and their dignity intact as human beings and as people who have a right to choose their way of life.
Well, Mr. Karzai, I think a person of your experience with over a decade as president of Afghanistan, you have strong international associations. I think I've always said this a couple of times. We met in the past as well, Mr. Karzai, that you have a great role in the region. I think that will be greatly appreciated if the message that you put across is also put across by people like you to the entire world.
Hopefully so. I'm a citizen of Afghanistan and a citizen of this region as well. So we have a lot at stake, and we must do well and better for our children and for the future generations.
Well, Mr. Hamid Karzai, I thank you very much for talking to me on the News Hour today. Thank you, Mr. Karzai.
Thank you, Mr. Goswami. Good to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you.